Greetings, programs, and welcome to ArcNeo Reviews, where, oh my gosh, I'm reviewing something, like, actually on time. But today we're going to take a look at Transformers Earthrise, Optimus Prime. And, right off the bat, elephant in the room, yes. These leg parts are exactly the same as on Siege Prime. Like, this front panel and these feet, completely identical. That's it. Like, he even uses them in a different way. It's not just a reuse rehash. They re-engineered how these work, even though it is the same, like, a piece of it is the same molded plastic. Moving on from that. This guy's great. There's just no way around it. I just got this guy earlier tonight, and he is really, really awesome. Really quick, before we get into anything else, can you go ahead and take him? Here he is with the actual Siege Prime. So you can see quite a bit of a different aesthetic going on. But he still holds, you know, same nice transparent clear blue all over the place. You can see differences / similarities on the legs. Definitely better paint on this guy. A little bit better smokestacks. Also, yeah, the Siege one is ever so slightly longer in this mode, which is weird, but it is. And then for fun, here is the cab section of the Galaxy Upgrade Prime. Messy as this thing is on its own. This should not be detached from the trailer, I'm not going to lie. But as we wait for yet another plane to go overhead, I've actually had to stop several times because of that. Yeah, here you can see them all, how they line up. This thing still looks weird without the rest of itself there. But anyway. Getting those out of the way. Yes, big draw for this guy. He has a trailer. So go ahead, just fold up these little feet. You can fold this up either way. I'm going to fold it forward right now for reasons we will see later. But go ahead, drop it in that little gray slot right there. And you've got an actual good little trailer prime. Apparently I need to fold it back. That's better. Again, I just got this guy tonight. I'm getting this video out because I'm excited about this thing. This thing is really, really cool. I see what people were talking about with calling it, you know, basically a Voyager-sized masterpiece. So, trailer itself, a couple things to go over. Gonna go ahead, fold out its feet, get to stand. No, you cannot open the door without slightly pulling the sides of it apart to unlatch the door. It's got tabs on the side that lock it in. And go ahead and actually open it up. You get just this nice, big, empty, you know, workspace. Basically, you can use it as the whole, you know, repair bay for Prime. This back piece does, you know, it's got the little repair drone that comes up, little ball jointed arms on it, so, you know, quite a bit of motion and range on it. It does rotate as well, which is nice. I'm pushing down too hard and I knocked the support legs out. But quite a bit you can do there. A lot of ports in it for storing different weapons. And also, you can rotate this up if you want a little more clearance there. Or, after you rotate it up, just go ahead and unpeg it. And we can actually do something else with this guy here in a moment. So go ahead, get him out of the way. And just to quickly get out of the way, because the thing that's always asked about, you know, Prime trailers is what can you fit in here? well, I don't have a cliff jumper. I think he fits in there. Only other figures I've found that are that really go in there well is the Siege, Dotson brother mold. So here I've got Prowl. He fits in there just fine. If the repair drone was still in there, you would have to like make him do a wheelie to go up over it, but he fits in there just fine. He can even go in and out that way. Or what I like putting in here, because it's funny to me, you can't do it through the back door because there's not quite enough clearance with the door. But if you have a Generations Orion Pax, of all things, he actually fits in there just fine. And so Optimus can carry around his younger self in the trailer. I don't know what else you could need in life. That is amazing. So go ahead, open this back up, get him out of there. As usual with the trailer, you can always just, stand it up like that. Because a trailer stood up is a mode, apparently, with Optimus trailers. There is also a peg in here, so you can actually peg Optimus onto this thing to use it as the repair bay for him. After we get him in robot mode, I will stick him on there really quick so you can see. And then, last thing you can do here is you can pull this piece of the door off, and this will become a shield for Prime. As well as this line of hooks here actually is going to let him attach to other figures in Earthrise. So this is kind of the new base mode connection that they do. Later when I get to other guys who actually use this in different ways, I'll show that off a little bit. It does also have a couple little siege posts, I guess you'd call them. Spots where you can put the little blast effects and everything, have his shield actually, reflecting something. Which is kind of cool. Just a little simple peg on the back to actually use it, but pretty cool overall. And one last thing before I completely put the trailer away, for now at least. If I can manage to line it up and get it closed up. The reason I had swung these forward earlier is when you swing the support forward, you can take his gun and actually store it down here as well. As you can see, if these are back, things are going to get in the way and fight with each other a little bit, so you flip it forward. But you can keep his gun right down there, or obviously use that same side peg to put it, inside here on one of those. Usually one of these two that are a little bit further away for better clearance. But, yeah, a lot of stuff you can do with just the trailer, actually. So, getting back to Prime himself, one thing before I transform him, weapon storage, if you don't want to have the trailer involved, there is this peg right here. Go ahead, take the normal handle of his blaster, peg it in right there. And he actually stores it the same way as the Cyberverse Deluxe Optimus, which I'm a fan of. That's a pretty good storage spot, actually. But anyway, now that we've finally gotten all that stuff out of the way, we can get down to the robot mode. And again, this robot mode is amazing. So first thing you're going to want to do is come down here, take these two, I guess they're supposed to be the fuel tanks or something, fold them down, and they will peg in, so they lock down into this mode, which is nice, because while they're out here, they are actually just kind of hoping to stay open. But once they're here, they're locked in, they're pegged in, they're staying. Come down here, open up his feet. Go ahead and unpeg the front wheels. Bring this all down. And go ahead and close these panels up. Again, you'll probably recognize these are the same panels from Siege, just flopped. And then there's a new center peg there. But anyway, go ahead, do that. Unpeg the legs from each other, which is a pretty tight connection on mine. And then Here you have your obligatory truck with legs mode, I guess, because that is a undying meme with Optimus. Go ahead, rotate the legs there. Yeah, there you go. Truck with legs mode. I don't care. Sorry. But then, to actually get transforming him proper, you're going to want to come up here, unpeg the top half of the cab from the front grille. Then you're going to come over to the side, open up just a whole bunch of side panels. And there are little hooks that you can use to get your nail under, get a hold of them. Go ahead and I like to just kind of bring the arms out into basically a T-pose, because it helps just get them out of the way while you do all this. And then you're going to want to take these two panels here and just fold them out, and they'll peg together right there. Go ahead and flatten this piece out and rotate around right there. And then, let's see, I'm trying to remember the best way to do this. Really quick right now, we'll go ahead, get his head out. Which, his head likes to get stuck for some reason on mine. I'm probably doing something wrong. But you can at least open that up to push his head from the other side. And then go ahead and fold this piece back up. As you see, there's a little slot right there and a tab there. It'll help lock his head out. And then while he's in this weird exploded mode, you're going to take these two panels, fold them up, fold this down, fold these two panels down, then fold this up, fold that all down, and then these two tabs here will clip in right there. And then finally, you'll just come back here, flip this panel up, fold the wheels into his back, put his arms back into a reasonable position, open up a panel right there on the inside, and fold out his hands. And there you have Optimus in robot mode. And wow. That's all I can actually say about this figure is wow. It is so well done. Obviously, if you want, you can still peg the gun on his back. Now you can use the side peg if you prefer, not using the handle. Or you can actually, finally, unfold the gun and actually use it as his, blaster. Interesting thing on this Optimus, he has hands. Like, there is an actual joint, and he has moving hands. Though, you can just leave them closed and, put the gun in just like you would any other classic, Optimus figure. Looks really, really good. I do kind of like the addition of the little side peg too. I'm sure I'll find plenty of fun stuff to do with that. But go ahead, get that out of the way. And of course you can take the shield, peg it in right here or something. Give him a little blast shield. It's nothing massive or fantastic, but when you've had 3 million years of combat experience like this guy, it's probably enough. Get that out of the way. And then you can take the repair drone from the trailer. There's a couple things you can do with it. First and foremost, just go ahead, get it folded back up. I want to say, okay, yeah. So, yeah, just get it folded back up like it was when it was, completely stored in the trailer. You can go ahead, peg it right there on his back. And now Prime actually has a little, he's got a little rocket pack. And these holes are effects part compatible. All my effects parts are packed away, if you're wondering why I'm not actually busting them out and using them. But, so, he's got a jetpack. You can do that. Or, you can go ahead and actually unfold this. Rotate it around, works a little easier. But you can unfold it, do that, and he's got an extra set of robot arms and a blaster cannon sitting on his back. So, I mean, fully geared up. While it's not as insane as that Studio Series Prime I looked at the other day, you still get a decent amount of gear you can use with this Prime. As well as, if I get all this stuff out of the way, blaster too. I'm going to try not to use the G word, because someday I would like YouTube to monetize my crap. And as I understand, they lose their minds if you use the G word. But you can also take that peg right there, go ahead, put it in his back, so you can have him, you know, pegged in for the whole Optimus, you know, repair death scene thing if you're recreating the movie. You can also, I've seen people fold it back a little extra and basically turn it into like a wing pack, I guess. I think it's emulating a certain comic or something like that. I don't know, but if you want to, you can. You totally can just peg it into his back and have him walking around with an open trailer. Or obviously, if you do it, you know, that way you can just go ahead and, you know, stand him in there. As best as he stands in there, because his feet are a little long to mess with that, but there you go. So, go ahead, get this out of the way. We'll actually get down to the robot himself a little bit. His head is on a ball joint, so a little bit of side to side, pretty decent up and down, actually. Full rotation. Interesting thing about the head is they didn't paint the space between his eyes. I'll see if I can get a better angle here. His eyes are painted a nice metallic blue, but they didn't continue the silver from his faceplate up between his eyes like they normally do. Very weird, actually, but forgivable. But arm can rotate all the way around. Good, you know, full range out there at the shoulder. 90 degrees bend at the elbow. He does have a elbow rotation as well. Got wrist rotation, as well as the aforementioned working fingers. He's got a little bit of waist rotation, or you can bring the wheels down and, you know, get that to go all the way. But to be fair, have you ever tried rotating at the waist? That's probably only as far as you're going. So, while I've seen some people complain about how limited the waist rotation is, that's a realistic limit, you know? He's supposed to have, like, mostly human anatomy in robot mode. That's already... I already can't twist that far, okay? He's doing better than me. So, he can do at full splits. Foot can go forward all the way. Back, not very far because of this. It's the only time that does really get in the way. Insane knee bend, actually. Really, really good knee bend. Really nice ankle tilt as well. You can bend the heel or the toes down if you need to for whatever reason. Sadly, you can't bend the toes up. That appears to be like our next big thing that we're waiting for our figures to do, is have the toes bend up on mass market figures. But yeah, again, really great figure. And still not done with all his features, because you come up here, open up his chest, and he has an actual matrix of leadership this time. Like, this isn't just molded in there. This is an actual pull it out very difficultly. Come on. 1 second. Okay, finally. Yeah, you can actually completely remove this and give someone else the Matrix, or, you know, put on a little chain and hang it around, you know, a Megatron figure or Galvatron figure's neck. And, you know, he can hold it, as you'd expect. He can't quite, get it with both hands unless you really, really try. But then he's just going to be holding it at the ground. But yeah, at least he can hold it. No, he can't, you know, do the whole hold it over his head, light our darkest hour thing. I'm going to see if they release a Hot Rod figure, or maybe even a Optimus Prime. Optimus, I'm going to let get away with it. But if Hot Rod can't do that, I will be rioting in the streets in front of Hasbro's headquarters. No, I won't, because I don't care that much. The movie was still really good, though. But, yeah, hopefully, if we get a Hot Rod, he can actually hold the Matrix up over his head, do the whole lighter, darkest hour thing. Optimus doesn't do it very well, but he doesn't need to. That's not his thing. And, worth noting, if you turn the Matrix around, there is a hollow point there, so you can put in a blast effect or something if you want. Though, I'm going to go ahead and put it in this way. And I do have to admit, I am not sure which way is up and which is down. But either way, it just goes ahead, sits down in there, and close up his chest. But yeah, overall, this figure is very much worth the hype, and very, very much worth picking up if you want just a really, really nice Optimus Prime without going, you know, and paying the exorbitant masterpiece prices. Cannot recommend this guy enough. Excellent figure in basically every way. I know video's a little rough. I really just wanted to get this out here because this guy is awesome. And if I want my channel to actually do well once in a while, I will unfortunately have to rush something out because I cannot afford to pay the prices it takes to get an early leak figure. So yeah, sorry. I appreciate you guys for sticking with me when I do these little bit rough ones, but either way, fantastic figure. Check him out. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.